Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast. My name is DK Diamantes. His name is Bricky. You know why you're here. And if you enjoyed today's episode and maybe you want to support the podcast, head over to patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous, where you can get access to the Discord, bloopers if they happen. $15 tier gets you access to all of our posters in crispy HD digital form. And you can follow the Patreon. You can start a free trial with a credit card. It's great. You should check it out. Patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous. Bricky, how's the merch doing?
It's doing pretty good. Got a lot of good folks. Tons of people love the brand new little guy objective markers. People like the desk mat especially. And you know, there's a great smattering of all kinds of dice, of like the new 7 types of dice that we have launched. So if you want to, while DK is currently doing pull-ups, if you would like to check out any of that's great stuff, it's down in the description, Orchidate.com, in the Adeptus Ridiculous section. Grab it now.
Hell yeah, just had to get the workout in real quick before we started, you know?
Naturally.
Oh, yeah.
DK, would you consider yourself to be someone with who can like know when things are going to happen? Perhaps like what do you have some foresight maybe?
I mean, I don't really own any binoculars. So not especially, you know, I live in the moment. I don't, you know, but not particularly. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So but you would say that you live.
Oh, definitely I live. I live and
Okay.
breathe.
He lives and breathes. You know, you're like Brad Dourif in The Exorcist 3.
Brad,
You know?
is that actually his name? Brad Dourif?
Or Dorf, I think.
What a weird name.
Yeah. I breathe. Look at me. Anyway, it's a very.
Does he actually say that in the movie? I breathe.
There's like 5 people in the chat who are like, "Damn, the rare Exorcist 3 reference." But they know what I'm talking about. They get what I'm talking about.
2 people in chat are like, "Oh, cinema."
So I mean, that movie is cinema. It's fantastic. But you know, that movie is an interesting one because it's about like possession. You know, it's about like the devil, or the variants of the devil, and possession's pretty spooky. And like when you get like Warhammer, you can get possessed, right?
Sure. I'm assuming every chaos god has a demon that can and will possess you and make you do things that maybe you didn't want to do.
Yeah, and like if you, what would you say is the easiest way to be possessed in Warhammer?
I don't know, probably accidentally touching some chaos maligned artifact. And oops, sorry, that was overflowing with chaos, and now a greater demon is possessing you and making you be heretical towards the Emperor.
Okay, I mean that's one of the ways. I will say a greater demon is a bit monumentous.
Yeah, maybe not a greater demon, just a demon. A demon
of sorts.
Oh, hey, look at me! I've got your body now. Idiot.
Okay, so like a malign artifact, sure. Is there any other kind of possible ways that you might accidentally let a demon into your mind?
Just basic weakness and not being him, you know? Got a strong case of not him.
He didn't lock the fuck in.
Exactly.
And then he got his brain taken over.
Yep. He had a rough case of not him.
Okay. So can I? I'm really trying here, man. Can we aim for another possible way to discuss this?
Chaos incursions happen all the time where it's just like, well, unfortunately, the only one trying to protect your planet was a planetary governor. Chaos showed up, and now you're a slave, and they.
What about like reckless abandon and your brain not being equipped? What if you could be considered like a wizard and like you're bad at your wizard powers?
Oh, you mean like when a psyker is just bad and they open a portal to the warp and they don't know how to handle it and everything just goes wrong and maybe they get possessed and let all the demons through?
He's done it, boys. He's done. It took us a little bit of time, but
I eventually got there. I just needed the right push. I just needed the right push in the direction.
Okay, Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Madness, as you know, is like gravity.
Why do you sound like a huckster science nerd from like the 1920s? It's like science, as you know, is like gravity.
It's my best attempt at a Heath Ledger Joker, man. Why you got to do me dirty like that? Why does your Heath Ledger Joker sound like a curmudgeonly old scientist from the 80s? I'm sorry.
Society. It says two girls kissing is hot. But when I kiss my homies goodnight, society calls me gay. You ever think about that one there, Mr. Batman? Anyway, today we're talking about psychers, but we are not talking about specifically psychers. We are talking about the much more in-depth concept of hilarious and weird psyker powers. That exist in Warhammer, and these psyker powers manifesting a psychic ability, but in particular, the really fun one that this one is mostly all about is in relation to the Warhammer Dark Heresy rulebook. Now, if you have never heard of Dark Heresy,
I was about to ask what the hell that is.
It is a D&D for 40K.
Ooh! I didn't realize 40K had one of those. I was like, oh yeah, if you want D&D and 40K, you just do like narrative battles with your homies.
I mean, that, you can always do your narrative battles and that kind of stuff. But yes, like the Rogue Trader game is very much based around the Dark Heresy stuff. Now, if it might be D&D, it might be more Pathfinder. I don't know. I made the mistake of thinking the two of them were the same. And a friend of the channel, Zoran the Wizard, decided to absolutely
obliterate
me.
You.
Yeah. No, I joke. He was very like, no. And it was great, but he's a great guy.
That's okay. He's hilarious. So, I'm sure it was a very funny experience.
It very much was. But I learned the difference between the two of them, between Pathfinder and the rest. But yes, like Owlcat does Pathfinder, for example, and Owlcat made Rogue Trader. So, but yes, so in the Dark Heresy, there are a ton of ways you can make a character. And so one of them is making a psyker.
Okay.
And how you as a psyker manifest are lots of different ways. So there's types of psychers you can be. There's the powers of the psychers. There's using psychic abilities and other cool things like that.
Okay.
So, for example, we the first part that goes, because this is damn shy. When did this come out, this rulebook?
Oh, no. Is this older than us?
It's pretty old.
I was gonna say if it's like 40K and it's like D&D, like it could absolutely be older than all of us.
I'm looking for the year and like all rights reserved type thing, but I'm not quite finding it. 2008 to 2014, so not that old.
Yeah,
not that old.
Old, but not older than us. We were alive and very cognizant when this came out.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
But so there are various types of psychers that you can run with. Now, I'm curious, think of the type of psychers that you have. What kinds of psychers can you think of? Like that you would play as like an Imperial character?
For psychers, I mean, you got to have like a navigator psyker, right? Or something like that. I would assume people would want to play as like, part of me wants to say librarian, but I'm just like, would they really let you like be a librarian?
No Space Marines of anything. These are like humans.
Like there's probably like sanctioned psychers that are just like, oh yeah, the Imperium approves of you being a psycher. You can be on ships like in Rogue Trader and you can like help out, and that's fine.
All right, so that's Imperial psychers. We can go with that, as in like various types of like psychers in the Guard or other places in the Scholastica Psychona. All right, that's one.
I'm sure there are unsanctioned psychers that are just, not sanctioned and are just trying to survive outside of the purview of the law.
Ooh, that might be a latent psyker. A latent psyker is something that is a psyker that's unaware of their abilities.
Okay.
often it's like kind of poltergeisty. They may have strange luck or just have like a general sixth sense about things going on. Actually, if those, I'm not sure if it's confirmed yet, but if there are many people who like the Gaunt's Ghost books, and I think Milo, the young kid, I think is a latent psyker. I know there's a big hubbub about that in the second novel, Ghostmaker. Don't know if he is or not technically, but that's like one of those things where like
abound.
Yeah, well, because he like plays cards games with some of the other guardsmen, and he always wins. And then like sometimes
he's too lucky.
Yeah, but like he also like cheats because he's a Tanith first and only, and those guys are kind of goofy. So it's like, well, is he actually like cheating, or is he just really good? Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe just sleight of hand and good at cards.
The other ones, of course, you obviously know an astropath. You know a navigator.
Sure.
And then the fifth one that was an option, at least in the Dark Heresy book, is the sacrifices to the black ships.
Wait, you could make, you can't like be, obviously you wouldn't be like, oh yes, as I'm writing my character sheet, I would like to play as a sacrifice to the black ship.
Well, I mean, you may have become a sacrifice that got away or something happened.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know, I mean, like the Sisters of Silence would take you away in the black ships, but normally, like, this is someone that has more psychic power than a regular latent psyker, but you're not sanctioned, and you will soon become soup.
Okay. That's kind of a cool idea, though. It's like, oh yeah, I was supposed to be taken to the black ships, and then chaos showed up, all the sisters are dead. I'm free, but uh-oh. The Imperium probably not a big fan if they find out what I am.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of these types of these are like D&D stuff. So you have like a campaign group and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know. Yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuff, a lot of questions there figuring out the types of psychic class and some of the powers that you have. And it's really cool. This is a great PDF. Because there are the multiple psychic disciplines. I think we talked about psychic disciplines before. Do you remember what any of those are? I won't lie. I had to like remember them.
No, not specifically, really. Like
that's fine. Even I had to get a refresher. So it's biomancy, which is the sculpting of flesh and conformation.
Like, right. As soon as you said biomancy, it's like, oh, right, like the things you can pick in Rogue Trader.
Yeah, exactly. Divination, pyromancy, telekinetics, and telepathy.
Right.
So you can have your various disciplines there, and that means all of the powers that you can do are like wizard spell. Like everyone knows, like Warhammer is fantasy, but it's with a sci-fi coat of paint.
Yep.
So you have like your wizard spells, and I mean, I'm gonna just like screenshot this real quick for you. Just like part of the page, because you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, oh, this is literally just like a D&D, scroll
spell
or
table.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So for example, you have like the minor psychic powers, which are very small things like, call a creature, heal someone a little bit, like dull some pain, etc.
Sure.
But then you can get into the much more crazy psychic powers. But as you know, a psyker tends to have issues with going too hard into their psychic ability.
Yeah. Like I keep making the transition back to Rogue Trader, but whatever. Yeah, you use your psychic power too much. You reach into the warp a little too many times, and the warp reaches back. And now there's a bloodthirster. And what are you gonna do? And everything goes all fucky wucky.
So when you were to roll any kind of psychic phenomenon, or not psychic phenomenon, psychic power stuff, you typically have a psi rating, and then the psi rating plus a certain amount of stuff. So for example, you have a psi rating of 2. You try to activate a power with a PT of 13, which means a rating of 2 means you can roll 2 dice and you add a bonus to it. So it's like 2d10 plus number, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Mm-hmm. However, there's a humorous thing where if a psyker rolls a 9, this is, or Yeah, I believe it's 9. They will invoke something called psychic phenomena. And you have to roll on a table for it. This is, I think it's called wild magic often in D&D, where just crazy things occur.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, it sounds apropos. Yeah.
Now, okay, so DK, this is a D100. So please do me a favor, go on to Google or something, and then type in a roll D100 simulator. I don't want to hear what number you get.
Roll D100 Google. Let's see if I can find one. Roll 100. Apply. Roll.
Shy rolled a 1.
I rolled a 5.
All right. Luckily, there's 2. A 1 through 3 is dark foreboding. A very faint breeze blows past the psyker and those near him, and everyone gets the eerie feeling that something unfortunate has just happened somewhere in the galaxy. So you get the Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like a million voices cried out in terror.
And then just stopped.
5 is warp echo. For a few seconds, voices and other noises cause echoes regardless of their surroundings.
Ooh, that'd be a bad one to get if you were trying to stealth somewhere.
It would. All right, roll another one, both of you.
Oh, well, sorry. I thought we were done with the experiment. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Keep it on. We got a lot here.
Okay.
All right.
This 63 this time.
63. Okay, Shy got 6. Shy's rolling really badly. Shy 6 is ethereal stench. The air around the psyker fills a faint smell, which can be either pleasant or noxious.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah, you literally just farted. Or you farted like roses.
Or you just put on a little cologne, you know?
Yeah. What was your 63?
Yeah.
The Furies. The psyker is thrown to the ground by unseen hands and thrashes about for a few moments as the winds howl about within 10 meters of him, lifting up light objects and forcing those in the area to make agility tests or be blown down.
Yikes.
Yeah, so you basically had a furious wind. All right, both of you roll again.
All right. Oh my God.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 6.
Okay, roll again because we already did that one.
81.
Okay, Shy, roll again. Anything that's not what you've rolled already because you rolled a 3 again.
Jesus. I mean, that's
54.
dice.
54. Warp ghosts. Ghostly apparitions fill the air for 3D 10 meters around the psyker, flying around and howling in pain for a few brief moments. Everyone in the radius must take a WP test or gain 1 insanity point. And what was yours, DK?
81.
Excellent. That's what I was hoping for. Any roll above 75 adds Perils of the Warp.
Ooh.
Invoking the psychic power calls out a maelstrom of warp energy. Now, DK, with your Perils of the Warp, you may roll again another D100 on the Perils of the Warp table.
Oh, no. All right. A 5.
A 5. The Gibbering. The psyker screams in pain as uncontrolled warp energies surge through his unprotected mind. He must make a willpower test or gain 1d5 insanity points. So you got things talking in your brain. Shy, roll me a Perils of the Warp test. 91.
Oh.
Demon host. The psyker must immediately pass a very hard willpower test or be possessed by a demon and become a demon host. Create an unbound demon host that will immediately attack. Only the destruction of the demon host will free the psyker, though he may die anyway if his body is destroyed in the process. If the psyker somehow manages to survive this result, he automatically gains 4d10 corruption points. What's the roll for the willpower test? The willpower test says it's like a 30.
Ooh.
You have to beat like a 30 willpower test or something like that. It's apparently quite hard.
Nice. As soon as you said demon host, it was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Yep. Oh shit.
Give me another roll, DK.
A 9.
A 9. Warp burn. A violent burst of energy from the warp smashes into the Psyker's mind, sending him reeling. He is stunned for 1d5 rounds.
Not too bad next to the demon host one.
There are some pretty fun ones here. 56 through 61 is vice versa. The Psyker's mind is thrown out of his body and into another nearby creature or person. Oh. The Psyker and a random being within 50 meters swap minds for 1d10 rounds.
Oh.
And so, like, I guess you might, like, put, like, a rat in your body and you're, like, in a rat's body for a few rounds or whatever.
And your actual body's just chitting around like a mouse, like, looking around for cheese and trying to crawl on the walls.
It's pretty neat. Of course, the best one by far is when you roll a perfect 100, which is Warp Feast. A rift in reality is torn open and the Psyker is sucked into the warp with a little burping noise. He is no more.
With a little burping noise.
Like, I just love the concept of, like, you roll for a psychic power, you roll a 9, and then you roll a 75, and then you roll a perfect 100, and your character is just sucked into the warp and is ceased to exist.
Oh my god, that's so funny that the warp literally just eats them with a little.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's great.
Nurgle must have been having a good time.
Oh yeah, Nurgle must love that. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's great that they have that big ass table for that. Oh my god.
Yeah. So, and this is all just weird phenomena, because, like, some of the phenomena is very light. It's like mirrors break and other reflective surfaces distort a ripple within mirrors of the Psyker, right? Or like spoilage, food goes off and drinks go stale in a radius of 5d10 meters. It's very enjoyable.
Oh yeah, okay.
You want to read? You want to read what Shai said here?
Okay. Hey, want to hear a funny story? When I first started the Rogue Trader RPG, in the first battle, when you get unsanctioned Psyker Lady, her first cast of Psychic Lightning was critical fail, and she died. Jeez.
God damn it, Adira.
God damn it, Adira. Like, oofa.
That's really funny, though.
Oh my god.
But, of course, you can do all of these various types of psychic powers. And as I mentioned earlier, you have a lot of these minor psychic powers, which are, what was the one that you mentioned earlier, Shai? I think it was Forget Me. Yeah, Forget Me. You just become instantly forgettable to a creature within range.
Oh, well, that's a handy little ability.
I was genuinely expecting like a self-loathing meme joke from you, like, oh, well, that's easy. I don't need psychic phenomenon to do that, or something like that.
No, not today, my friend. I guess.
Feeling a bit more chuff?
Nah, I don't know. They're still recovering from the cold, so I'm just not quite on my self-loathing, self-deprecating game as usual, you know?
Fair point indeed.
Yep.
But the other types of psychic powers that go along with these various areas are let me grab some of these real quick, because some of these are fun. Like, you've got spectral hands. I get an invisible force, so you can manipulate an object within 30 meters, which is, wait, I'm sorry, what's this one? Knack 2, the video game. You tap into your unconscious to awaken a deeper understanding of your capabilities. Until the end of the next turn, you may gain plus 10 bonus to the test. So you literally have a knack for something.
Not the PS4 launch exclusive title Knack. I think it was PS4, wasn't it?
Knack 2, baby.
Knack 2, baby.
But for example, there's biomancy. Give me a number through 1 through 10.
Off the top of my head, or you want me to roll this?
Off the top of your head.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hammer hand. Biomancers who have learned to channel the fierce power of the warp into their limbs can eventually master the art of letting the energy of the immaterium flow unhindered through their body, greatly increasing their fighting capabilities. Your body becomes a lethal engine capable of shredding flesh and bone as if it were tissue paper.
Hell yeah. Because biomancy, you're just like buffing up your biology, right? That's like all the buff spells and all the
or like
stuff
like shape flesh, which allows you to literally shape your body into a different way, kind of Callous Assassin like. There's also like seal wounds, which is obviously a heal. There's like a one that allows you to extend your life. That's a huge part of it.
Ooh,
regenerate. Regenerate lets you just kind of move back together, enhance your senses. You can boil people's blood.
Lovely. Blood magic.
Blood magic. Yippee.
Blood magic. Blood for the blood god.
All right. Next one, divination. Give me a 1 through 10.
3.
Farsight.
The binoculars are out.
Some diviners are capable of opening their inner eye to perceive events that occur at places far away from them. So it's literally like it is actually just farsight. You can perceive and hear and understand things happening way far away.
Okay. It is what it is.
That's I see your mom in the shower is what Shai says. Thank you. Excellent.
She said she wished she didn't though.
Yeah, but I wanted to be nice about it.
Oh, okay.
Damn. Psychometry is a weird one. Intense displays of emotion leave a psychic residue on objects and places exposed to them. You can read the psychic traces of others that are left behind, giving you powers or giving you images directly connected to the place specifically. So there's like a certain amount of rounds that you can go with it, for example. And that's like the natural power of it. Like you sense the most recent strong emotion associated with this area, or the general features of the person, or the person's occupation, like their career and rank. If it's really good, you can figure out their name. And if you get like the highest possible result, you can get an additional fact about the person that is determined by the game master. It's literally like psychic detective work.
Oh, like you can just it sounds like you basically just feel the emotions in the room?
Pretty much. It's like you're kind of like rebuilding a scene.
Oh, okay.
And yes, like the emotions in the room, but it might be like the psychic residue of the person. So maybe you're doing a detective thing, but you're able to find out the person's name that way.
Oh, okay, got you. I was like, if you could feel around in a room, be like, there was rage here, and look at all the blood. Oh, this was cold-blooded murder. This was no accident.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Yeah,
things like that.
Okay.
There's glimpse. Lets you glimpse into the future. That's a fine one. Give me a 1. Oh dear. Give me a 1 through 10 on pyromancy.
Oh, I want that big 10.
Wall of fire.
Let's go.
A relatively blunt but effective ability in the pyrokinetics arsenal. This power allows you to place an immobile barrier of flame that lingers for as long as you will it. The wall is 3 meters high and 1 meter thick and can be up to 10 meters long for every point of your willpower bonus. You can place it anywhere within range and even on top of foes, though they are allowed an easy agility test. Would you like to know number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Number 7.
Yes, I would like to specifically know number 7. Yes, lucky number
excellent.
7. Of course.
All right, this ability is called Holocaust.
Wow. All right, go for it.
A legendary ability that few pyrokinetics can wield calls forth a raging white hot firestorm ignited by the Psyker's own soul that has the flames of a holocaust burn across dimensions, affecting the entities of the immaterium as well as material beings, but at a high cost that they will burn their own spirit to ash.
Whoa. Holy, how is that not the 10?
Well, 10 doesn't necessarily mean like the highest threshold required.
I guess
it's
true.
Just the.
I guess that's true,
it's listed in a way, and I just have you pick a number in the list.
That's fair.
But like, yeah, it is good to remember that the word Holocaust normally means like a big raging flame.
Yeah, naturally, our perception of the word has changed significantly because of history. But yeah, the word actually means
that. So it is just like a gigantic, like soul burning flame that flies across the world and the non-world at the same time.
I love that it goes through the Imperium too. It's like, bro, that is a fire. Sheesh.
It is something else, no doubt.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, there's also Sculpt Flame, which is really fun. It allows you to like change an appearance for it. I'm assuming that it's kind of like who's the pyro guy in X-Men who can kind of like mess with the flames and stuff?
Who is the fire guy in X-Men?
Is his name actually just Pyro?
I don't remember there has to be a flame guy in X-Men. I don't remember him at all.
I feel like it is Pyro, which is hilarious because that's like the most obvious name I could have possibly chose.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds right. Yeah. X-Men Pyro. Yeah, sure. There's a Pyro. He's an X-Men. Yeah, sure. Pyro, fictional character. Yep. X-Men. Yep.
The deed is done.
You did it. You made a comic book reference. I'm so proud of you.
Are you, though?
No, not even a little bit.
I was about to say, like,
in this instance, I'm not. In other instances, you do all right.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Telekinetics.
Good old telekinesis, using your mind to move shit.
Mm-hmm. What you got for this one?
Me? I'm not. I'm not the one with the list.
Out of 10. Out of 10.
Let's. You know what? We had a lot of luck with 7 last time. Let's go lucky number 7.
7's pretty all right. Psychic Crush. You direct your telekinetic powers directly against your opponent, wrapping them in bands of force to constrict and crush the life out of them.
All right. I honestly was thinking the exact same thing, Shy. I just didn't have a chance to say it yet.
Why is Gale casting testicular torsion?
Why not?
I don't feel like Gale would be the one for this.
Who in Baldur's Gate 3 do you think would cast testicular torsion?
Well, there's only like one guy that can cast that type of thing, I think. So, like, is there anyone that would really cast testicular torsion? Oh, well, you can respect them, can't you?
Yeah. Who would be most suited for the old testicular torsion?
I guess it would be Gale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess it would probably be Gale.
Oh, Minthara would probably be a good one for it too. That's fair.
I feel like she wouldn't bother. I feel like she would just like, well, I don't know.
Actually crush them with a mace.
Just like die, yeah.
Yeah.
The highest threshold of telekinetic powers is precision telekinesis. If telekinesis is a sledgehammer, then precision telekinesis is a scalpel. This ability allows you to achieve far more subtle effects with the force. At its most basic, this power can pull the pins on grenades, press buttons, jog triggers, undo latches, and direct small projectiles to deadly effect. Essentially, with this power, you can manipulate objects as if you were physically handling them in any situation where the task is possible. However, it is apparently ludicrously difficult because it is the highest threshold by far, about the exact same number as the Holocaust power is.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty handy skill to have if you can just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to telepathically remove the pins from your grenade. And then, honestly, with that same power, you could probably just push and have it drop off of their like belt or something. And
why even have it drop off of their belt? Just pull the pin on the grenade and leave it on their belt.
True. Yeah, you could do a lot of crazy damage with some really precision telepathy.
Telepathy?
Telepathy.
Thank you.
That's totally what I said before.
I'm just making sure.
Probably don't have recorded footage of me messing it up. Anyway, what's the next thing we're doing?
I think the next one is telepathy.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Convenient.
Yes, it's telekinesis, then telepathy. Telepathy, I mean, the most powerful this power in here is obvious. It's dominate. Mm-hmm. It is the most infamous. It makes you seize control of another person's body and do as you wish with them. For example, on your turn, you might spend a half action to fire your last pistol as an orc, and then for your other half action, order your puppet to fire his bolter at the orc. The dominated target uses its own characteristics, but takes a -10 penalty to all contests it is controlled. Any action that would be deemed as fatal grants the target a new willpower test to try and break your hold.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting because like you can't just force someone to pull like a gun to their head.
Yeah,
or something
like you can't just make them like walk off a ledge or something. They're just like, no, I don't want to die, and they can snap out of your domination. Yeah,
but dominate is also you can, I guess, but it's just very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Dominate's also the main power of Gregor Eisenhorn because
right.
He would always say he's using his will, but it would normally be him like psychically telling them like drop it, as in like drop your gun.
Right, and it does have an influence on them. I totally forgot that he could do that.
Yeah, it's very good. They do it well. Like it lets him have a solid influence, but it doesn't give him too much power.
Yeah, it's not like he can just be like, oh yeah, drop your gun and then strangle yourself. It's like,
Yeah, basically. I mean, depending on how strong he is, maybe.
yeah.
And there's also ones like Mind Scan, just like see a target's thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Beastmaster lets you it's almost like animal control handling.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
There is See Me Not, which is a tough one. It's literally just walking 2 areas and no one's allowed to see you.
Is that sort of like you're using telepathy to just erase your vision from their mind? So you just kind of walk undetected?
Yeah, but literally basically like that. You just walk through an area and anyone that would see you can't see you. It's very difficult because there's like a lot of people you have to do
you
with
have
that.
To like scrub their brain a little bit, yeah.
And as we know, psychic stuff tends to be all dependent on the willpower of the enemy mind and your mind.
Yep.
Which is good if you're walking into like a nightclub in a hive city, but a lot harder if you're like trying to get past an inquisitor.
Yeah. Or anyone with any sort of psychic prowess. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes things way more difficult. It is actually kind of fun too, because it allows a lot of dynamic intrigue when it comes to 40K. I do like how psychic stuff is literally goes against your soul. It goes against
that
your
psychic
soul.
stuff is going against my hole. What?
Okay, you got to pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole.
Sure. Yeah, we've gone down a
get
path.
in.
Yep. We've gone down a road here.
You ever watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No, actually, I haven't.
Oh man, that's no fun.
I've seen clips, I've seen memes, you know.
But anyway, obviously, like these are all. I'm sure this is more than anything the greatest advertisement for Dark Heresy out there. But one of the things, because obviously this is a D&D style thing, Pathfinder style thing, role playing RPG, which is me just literally saying role playing game.
Nicely done.
I know. I do my best.
Enthusiasm. Mm-hmm.
But you can, in doing so, strike a bargain with chaos. If you are so inclined.
Ooh, you can become a chaos psyker? Oh, let's go. Tell me more.
So a chaos psyker is often known as a sorcerer, which I feel like is kind of redundant. Like, isn't every psyker in a sense a sorcerer because it's a genetic thing? Because there aren't really wizards in 40K. You don't have the ability to learn about psychic powers and like use stuff. It's all
true, but you need some distinction between just a psyker and a chaos psyker, and it's like, oh, sorcerer has sort of that sort of evil feel to it, you know, sorcerer, the evil sorcerer, you know.
True, a bit more derogative, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you can go ahead and make a deal, as you say, a deal with darkness. And the deal with darkness is interesting because there are normally about 5 paths you can go by generally. Mm-hmm. So path 1 is the pact of survival. It is the ability to bargain your soul to preserve your mortal life.
Okay.
So there is like infernal vitality, which makes you really tough. Or you can take damage and then recover it all if you don't die from it. Or you can steal the life force from others to make you live longer. Or just timeless, where you just don't age.
Pretty poggers. Those are all pretty great things. Very, very chaos coded for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the usual, like, I wish to live forever. Release me from the weakness of my flesh.
Yeah.
The other is Pact of Dominion. Like, whether by fear or love, I care not, so long as they obey me. And it says, of all the pacts brokered with the warp, none is so common a bargain as that which gives the petitioner power over their fellow man.
Ooh, yep. They want to be able to dominate just a little easier.
So there's the eye for weakness to make a test to see if someone is lying or gauge their state. There is commanding presence, in which they are always treated with respect. Unquestioning order is a very obvious one.
Mm-hmm.
And then also Destiny Writ in Shadows. Each time the character spends a fate point, the GM makes a percentile roll. If it's less than the character's current number, the character removes a point. Basically, it's destiny is to aid the character.
So you just get super luck as if destiny was literally on your side.
Yeah, literally. It's like the idea is that the warp is swaying events to be on your side.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
What's the story here? That Shy has?
She said Luton loves this story, but there was a rogue psyker who had power to speak to anyone, and they instantly would follow his command, and he took over a planet in like a week and had to be exterminatus by space wolves.
Oh, yeah, he did mention that story. It is a really good story. It's just he found had the ability to do so, and he slowly used it.
Mm-hmm. And then exterminatus.
And then the space wolves were like, holy crap, and then they stopped him. Pact of Vengeance. This is a obvious one, a personal hatred.
Yeah.
There is death by a single word. The character may once specify a single individual. The individual will die within 1d10 days, unless they're literally just writing the death note, unless they are protected by other powers that are superior.
Okay.
Whistle and I shall come. The demon appears once
that
when
easily,
so called. Yeah. Oh, shut up.
Sorry, I could not help it. I'm so sorry.
The demon appears once when so called and destroys the character's enemies. All the character must do is call when in the presence of the subjects of their vengeance. There is a reckoning, a specific person to be the subject of vengeance, and then within a month, events transpire so that he encounters them in person, if at all possible. Okay. So it's just like a bunch of horrible things happen to them.
Damn, this really is like the Path of Vengeance, isn't it? Holy!
And then, of course,
very appropriately named.
And then, of course, Dark Power, which is just making you super damn powerful, in which then you use that to kill them.
Sure.
There is the Pact of Desire.
Ooh, okay.
This is, of course, creating perfection, a task they wish to undertake, like sculpting or writing, to making a result that is so perfect that it makes the populace go. It's demons, so it might make the populace go mad.
Yeah, but still,
it's so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Wealth, goods, and chattels. Chattels? Chattel. Chattel? I don't know. Goods, though. It's like, desire, fame, wealth, title, etc.,
Slaanesh.
But it's very much Slaanesh coded.
Oh, yeah.
Mastery of a particular skill, that usual kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, last but not least, the Pact of Knowledge. To see for forbidden lore, and this is like clairvoyant things. There's one literally just called Show Me, which is the power of the seer to see like clairvoyant visions. There's the True Savant, which is lore tests. There's a knowledge familiar. It's an insanely good memory, etc. The usual.
I like the on the nose of the just show me.
Show me everything.
Yeah, I cast show me.
And then
what would you like to do, sir? Oh, show me.
And then it becomes the ending of the bad Indiana Jones film with the aliens.
That's right. Oh, I forgot about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Oh,
we do our best to do so.
Ay. All right. What's the next pact? Oh, what's the next thing we're doing? I need to purge that from my brain again.
Well, that there is counting. Then you have to count the cost because you are making a dark pact, and you are making a dark pact with a demon. So you need to invoke the demon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you then must, of course, pay the cost. So. Dark pacts always have a terrible price. GMs are encouraged to be creative with the cost the character must pay, both in terms of liabilities and the demands of their new patron. As a basic guideline for each boon a pact grants, there should be a cost. And here are some of the basic examples of a cost, but of course, this is an RPG. You can do as you wish.
Mm-hmm.
Service. The character must serve its patron's needs and designs as best he is able to, and the terms of this service should be laid down during the initial bargain, making the acolyte, in essence, a double agent for his new demonic patron.
Oh, okay. Right.
So, you get what you want, but then the demon's like, well, now I want what I want.
Yeah, now you have to serve me.
And you must now murder 10 people.
Ah. And then, so since it's an RPG, like, how long do they have before, like, if they aren't able to do what the demon wants, is it sort of just like the DM's just like, well, you didn't do it in time, and now the demon takes over you, and, yeah, you're a demon forever, and you are now going to attack your friends. Roll for initiative.
I will say it really comes down to like the DM, as it always does. Ooh, how they exact their pact is their own question.
I think that's very cool how much like creative freedom the DM has to just be like, all right, if you wanna fuck around with chaos and find out, I'm just gonna make some stuff. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that.
Yeah, also the DM most likely will not try to kill their players, just making them suffer.
Oh yeah, true.
There's fealty. The acolyte has sold his soul to his dark patron to be collected upon his death. The light of the emperor is denied him. Such characters gain no benefit from blessings, faith, healing, and other holy effects, nor regain any sanity through prayer and fasting. Basically, you have sold your soul. When you die, the emperor's light will not save you. Whether it does anyway or not is questionable.
Yeah.
And but in this game, like, prayer and stuff does help you with like your mental sanity and your life, and so you lose all of that. You sold your soul to the devil.
You sold your soul. There's no helping your sanity now, brother. Like, you made your choice. Okay, that's cool.
There is, of course, sacrifice, which I would perfectly argue would be the best one. An initial sacrifice may be demanded by the demon before the pact takes effect. This may take the form of an inflicted malignancy of a type favored by the demon, such as periodic possession or the death or betrayal of a companion or loved one. Alternatively, the demon might demand that the character perform some criminal act that suits its plans and successfully undertake a dangerous task in its service.
That's probably, out of all the ones you could get, that's probably the easiest one, because it just gets laid out very straightforward in front of you what you got to do to get the powers, and then, yeah.
Yep, it's genuinely just like, hey, kill your wife right now. And then you'll be like, wife gone. Regret.
Miss wife.
It would be rather like, I mean, if I was a DM, I would probably be like, you have 10 days to kill like another party member.
Ooh,
like your close friend.
Uh-huh.
That is the way, or else the demon's pact will be invoked.
Yeah, because otherwise it'd be too easy if it was just like, oh yeah, go rob the item shop, and it's like, really? I got you.
This would definitely be for like a shorter campaign, so the death of another party member won't matter as much, but It's pretty fun. Lastly, you have observance. The demon may require that regular rituals, oblation, or other strange observances be performed in its name. Failure to do so will incur its displeasure. Which is like
that was not too bad, actually. That's like, as long as you do rituals to it, you're fine. That's not too bad.
But you might get caught. I think that's the biggest issue, is you have to be constantly doing rituals.
Oh, it's not like a ritual once every month that you can do in secret. It's like every
Well, it probably
day
is in secret. But then you have to do it like once every month. And if someone sees you doing a dark ritual, like, you're so boned.
True. You got to be really careful about where you do a dark ritual of the chaos in the Imperium, right? That's true.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So it's one of those ones where you got to be a little careful. However, there is also the issue of denying the demon. If you deny the demon its price after the bargain is struck, or betray its interests, it violently withdraws its patronage, inflicting a malignancy and instantly undoing the pact's boon. Demons are spiteful beings and rarely simply kill those that have betrayed them, and the GM may wish to ensure that a complex and terrible vengeance ensues.
Ooh. So you better make sure you want this, because if you, you're going to be dealing with that for a long time.
Yikes. It's pretty fun. I mean, like, yeah, you could do awful things. You could cripple the player. You could kill off their loved ones. You could ruin their quest. You deny the demon you have made the decision to not only consider the act of chaos, but you have become in leagues as a dark pact with demonic entities, and then you tell them to piss off. I tell you, sir, what happens after that is of your own doing.
Yeah, that is you made your bed. You got to lie in it. So it could be. It sounds like the Emperor.
Sounds like the Emperor. It's like, well, Emperor, maybe if you didn't yeet all their sons out.
Yeah, maybe. But so it could be something like, okay, you deny chaos, and it's like, oh yeah, I rolled a critical 20, a critical success, and then the DM could just be like, yeah, you did. But that demon didn't like that. That demon doesn't like the fact that you succeeded after you broke its pact. And actually, technically, your critical success is now a critical fail. Or something like that.
Anything of that nature. I mean, critical successes normally are considered very fun, and because of that, you want to make sure
you probably wouldn't do that, but yeah.
But yeah, despite that, I mean, it is certainly a bit of a question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just fun. Like, this actually makes me want to play a TTRPG of Dark Heresy.
That sounds really fun, actually.
Maybe I should talk to Zoran. I feel like he would love to run one of these.
I gotta be honest. I would love to give it a shot. I'm not much of a D&D'er, but it always looks like so much fun when people are just like really into the campaign and really into the characters and everything. And
oh my god, I totally forgot. There's an entire section of going insane.
Oh, there has to be for the Psyker, right? Because, if you just lose control and you just become a blathering Psyker crazy person, right?
I'm sorry, I have to post this. Me spending any time on Warhammer or on Twitter lately. I'm sure Shai will have posted this in the episode. I just love there's a whole section just saying gaining mental disorders.
That's good. Yes, that is absolutely anytime you log onto Twitter. Holy.
So going insane is an entire chapter, and it has degrees of madness, mental trauma, and gaining mental disorders. And there's an insanity tracker. And so as you gain insanity points, you will then I believe you go increase the amount of insanity points you have. And then 0 through 9 is stable. 10 through 39 is unsettled. And there's a modifier called a trauma modifier.
Oh boy.
And then there's disturbed, which is 40 through 60. Unhinged, which is 60 through 80, and 80 through 99 is deranged. 100 plus is terminally insane. The character retires from play. So it's just genuinely so insane that they just die.
Yeah.
As a character.
Yeah.
But there is mental traumas that can occur, which is very fun. Can I get 2 separate D100 rolls and add them up?
Oh, all right. Let's get the D100 back. Right. So let's see. First one is 28, and second one is 80.
So 108.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a mental trauma. And this is if you fail the mental trauma, basically. Well, what you got is 108 is the character suffers from a temporary severe phobia, which effects last for 1d5 days. For you, Shai, you received 113, which is the same phobia. So I'm going to pretend like it's the one above it, which is the character reacts to the slightest stress or pressure by becoming extremely agitated. When performing any task that involves a test, the character must first pass a willpower test, and if the character gets in combat, all tests during combat immediately suffer a -10 modifier. There's one, the character is struck dumb and is unable to speak. That lasts for 1d5 days. One of them becomes hysterically blind or deaf. That lasts 1d10 days. And then over 100, if you roll 171 plus, because it's two D100s, the character becomes completely traumatized and virtually unresponsive. He can't initiate actions, but may be gently led. This is for 1d10 days.
Ouch.
So you can have like your various levels of disorder, various types of phobias. There's flesh is weak, which is one of them. Certain obsessions and compulsions like self-mortification, kleptomania, visions of dead comrades, delusions of invulnerability and righteousness, horrific nightmares. And as you may remember, in the psychic phenomenon test, certain things will force you to take additional insanity points, like the howls and whispers of the warp.
Yeah.
So there's some fun things there.
Damn, you could really fuck yourself over using psychic stuff. You
really could.
Damn, like it's not easy being a psyker. And just like with all this stuff in the TTRPG, it's kind of like, I'm starting to see why the populace at large is not very trusting of psychers. Like, holy, like at any moment they're just like,
yes, those exact.
Jeez,
I didn't hear that last part. You're just like blah, blah, Holocaust. the strength of that last final phrase.
It is what it is, man.
I do feel like the psyker character will just eventually naturally break down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like at some point you can only handle this so much. And I would be a little surprised if they end up fully surviving,
Yep. When you stare into the void enough, eventually the void stares back.
That is
you keep putting your hand in the cookie jar. Eventually you're gonna get caught.
That is genuinely a. I saw Danny Elfman in concert recently.
Wow, really?
I did, and I've never felt like that same phrase like that before, because he's just the most like unhinged weirdo. But
I'm just shocked Danny Elfman is still doing concerts. Like he cannot be young still. Like, right? He's got to be, up there in age, right?
Oh, he's in his 70s. The guy is ripped. He is like extremely jacked.
Damn, it's very good for him. Holy.
Yeah, but he's also like a total freak in the best possible way. He's so weird.
All right.
Absolutely love him. Yeah,
wow,
there he is.
Damn.
Yeah, right?
I hope I look half that good when I'm 70. Jesus.
Yeah, the dude looked identical. But all of the background images I saw in that concert, I was like, this is what psychers see in the warp. Like it's the most like I'm very positive some of this was meant to look like you're tripping acid. Because it was really weird.
Damn, Danny Elfman concert is what it's like to be a psycher, everyone. You heard it here first.
Hell yeah. It was really fun. Something but anyway, yeah, no, I gotta be honest, a lot of the Dark Heresy stuff is really neat. There's Fear and Damnation, which is literally just like general fear kind of things going on, and like a fear test. There's the Shock Table. And there's literally a one beneath that called Very Bad Things.
in a 40K thing, the very bad things are. It's not just like, ooh, I stubbed my toe on the corner of the couch. It's
very bad things. It's like witnessing a demonic invasion.
Oh boy!
Like, oh boy! And it's like, oh, it's that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It can get pretty nuts. The going insane one is pretty severity of mental disorders. There's corruption. Of course, there's a corruption point. Oh my God. No, wait, hold on.
Hold the phone.
There is a malignancies table.
Ooh,
all right. Roll.
Go.
I need D100s, the two of you. Come on. Let's roll.
Okay. All right. Jeez, I don't know why I ever closed that damn roll of D.
I keep telling you to do it.
I know, it's crazy. 6.
A 6.
A 6.
Palsy. The character suffers from numerous minor tics, shakes, and tremors with no medical cause. Reduce his agility by 1d10. Shy. 59. Wasted frame. The character's pallor becomes corpse-like and his muscles waste away. The character's strength is reduced by 1d10.
Ouch.
Ouch indeed.
Yeah, that's I guess there's probably not a good one on that table, is there?
No. I like 94 through 100, which is strange addiction. The character is addicted to some bizarre and unnatural substance, such as eating rose petals, drinking blood, the taste of widow's tears. This acts like a minor compulsion, but is freakish enough to cause serious suspicion if found out.
The taste of widow's tears. That's fucked up.
It's pretty good. Shy got me a 70. Poor health. The character constantly suffers petty illnesses and phantom pains, and his wounds never seem to fully heal. The character's toughness is reduced by 1d10.
Ouch. I rolled a 90, but you already did 90 through 100, right?
I did. Oh, no, I didn't. 90 is blood. It's 94 through 100.
Oh, okay.
90 is bloodlust. Murderous rage is never far from the character's mind. After being wounded in combat, he must test willpower to incapacitate or allow his enemies to flee rather than kill them outright, even if his intent is otherwise.
Wow.
It's a time, dude.
That is, I mean, hey, that's some bloodlust right there. That's what it is.
I have like half these things without any warp. Are you sure you have no warp corruption, Sai?
Yeah, I feel like Shy might be a gone crazy psyker, actually. Like, I think...
I don't know about gone crazy, but I do believe in the warp corruption.
Yeah, definitely Shy is suffering from some warp corruption, for sure.
Mind control, MK Ultra.
Damn.
I love the MK Ultra stuff. Anywho.
Damn. So we got any more things to roll for?
Let me check. I think there's mutations, but mutations don't have a roll table.
Okay.
It's just certain levels of corruption, interaction skills. I'm trying to think. Any fun mutate? I think the mutations are based on the DM. Let me double check. Mutation. Character's corruption points is also used to determine the warping effects of chaos upon his body. It's just testing against the character. It's basically the DM makes a choice. And then he will gain a random mutation.
I do like how much freedom they give the DM to sort of just make it a creatively 40K weird thing on a lot of these. It's nice that it's just like, oh yeah, we could tell you, but hey, be creative with it. Do your own thing. And that's pretty cool, I think.
No, it's great. I love the fact that they give you this level of freedom because it's so goofy that it's just like, I don't know. It's wonderful because you can have that level of general enjoyment.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm not sure if they actually have that level of freedom in just normal D&D, but like, yeah, that's cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this thing just looks really, really enjoyable to roll with. And from there, it just comes down to like how you do it, you know?
Yeah. Sounds dope.
Yeah. So other than that, though, I don't really have a whole lot left. There's a lot of other awesome things in this area or in this kind of like concept, but that's about all I have when it comes to the general stuff from this. I don't know, from this like D&D-ish, like Dark Heresy vibe going on. Is there anything in particular you were curious about?
I don't think so. Like Shy said, TLDR, being a psyker kind of sucks. It's a hard time to be a psyker in 40K. It is not an easy existence at all.
No, it is a terrible, terrible time. Being a psyker blows fat chunks. It is a terrible life. And some people will hate that terrible life so much that they use the powers to get what they want.
Yep. And then everybody hates you. And it's like, well, fine, I'm going to use my powers. And it's like, shit, I used my powers too much. And a demon ate my head and is now rampaging the only ones I love. Great.
Great. It's that good stuff. It's lovely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, inject that right into my veins, right?
And inject that level of grimdark into my veins.
Right in. Just give me a direct line.
Like, yeah, I mean, everyone does hate you anyway, so you might as well sell your soul.
Yeah, you might as well sell your soul to a chaos god and at least have some fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then then you get to do cool things like pull the pin off people's grenades and then watch them explode.
Either that or you become like a, Ritz cracker for the Emperor to snack on every once in a while.
You know what? I do wonder if that would just be the generally better option, is just to be taken by the black ships and sacrificed.
Yeah, instead of like all of the other suffering you could potentially endure.
Which, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of suffering there.
Oh, yeah. Although even if you're not a psychic, you could, yeah.
Don't you worry, young citizen. There's plenty of suffering for all of us.
Yeah. Psyker or no, there's suffering for all of us.
Don't worry. We have plenty for you.
Everyone surplus of suffering.
All right. Other than that, though, that's about it from me. DK, anything to
add? Nope.
Shy, anything to add besides you want them to shoot you in the face?
Oh, my goodness.
Listen, if I was in that situation, I would also be that way.
It depends how good I was at using my psychic stuff. Maybe I'd make them shoot themselves in the face.
You have to be really good at that. Remember, things give them a chance to stop it.
Yeah, but maybe I'm just real good. Maybe I am just that based. Maybe I am just him.
Maybe that's just him.
Yeah. Maybe you have amnesia because you forgot that I am him.
Well, I'm about to have amnesia because I'm about to wind my Shy. I roll 1 and gain nipples for eyes. Absolute cinema. Done and done.